Hello, Year 4-5, and welcome for topic. Okay, I think actually today's topic lesson is going to be really enjoyable, so please do stay till the end when there is a really quite fun activity. Okay, so you might have been thinking about a bit of Viking exploration and trade in some of the previous sessions. We've obviously already talked about how the Vikings travelled all over the world. They went to Africa, America, they went to Britain, okay? But you might be wondering, why did the Vikings leave Scandinavia? Why did they even bother going exploring? What was the point? Well, the land in Scandinavia, okay, was okay for growing crops, but many Vikings wanted to find places where the soil was more fertile. So that means it was better at growing crops, okay? And they found that in places like Britain, this allowed them to grow different types of crops and have different types of farming going on. So one of the reasons they left was for land. Another reason that the Vikings was because in Viking times, the law was that if your father died, okay, the eldest child, the eldest son would inherit everything that the father owned. It wouldn't be shared out between the brothers and sisters. So only the eldest would inherit. That meant if you were the second born son, you wouldn't be left with anything. So often the second born sons would go out exploring so that they could build their own lives, have their own houses, and start their own families and things like that. Thirdly would be for marriage reasons, okay? In Viking times, many Viking men found it hard to find a Viking wife, okay, it's believed, okay, because of various reasons. And so many Viking men went exploring and looked for marriage opportunities in different countries. Okay. So there are a few of the reasons that people think the Vikings left Scandinavia and went exploring. So I'd really recommend, I'm going to put this link for you at the end of the lesson up, that you watch this. This is a like a little bit of a drama of a man pretending to be a Viking trader, and it's really good to see what sorts of items they would have traded. Okay, so I really recommend that you watch that video. So what did the Vikings trade? Well, the Vikings traded all over Europe and as far east as Central Asia. They bought goods and materials such as silver, silk, spices, wine, jewellery, glass and pottery. In return, they sold items like honey, tin, wheat, wool, wood, iron, fur, leather, fish, walrus ivory. Everywhere they went, the Vikings bought and sold slaves too. Viking traders carried a set of folding scales, which they used to weigh coins to make sure they got a fair deal. So originally, Vikings would have traded things like for like. So they would have traded objects. They might have traded somebody eggs for honey, for example. But as things went along, the Vikings began to use metal, coins, okay, as a way of trading, like we use money today. But instead of having certain coins representing an amount like we do, like we have the £1 coin, they would have weighed the metal to check that they were getting the right amount. Okay. So here's a map, look, you can see all the places that the Vikings travelled to on their explorations and the places that they traded, okay? I mean, we've done quite a bit of work on the fact that they went to Iceland and then Eric the Red went to Greenland, didn't it? And his son, Leif Erikson, obviously went to America, but they travelled all over the world, really. Okay, and so this video link that I've got for you here is fantastic. It explains really clearly where and when the Vikings went places and talks about some of the things that they traded. So that's really worth a watch. When you have watched those two videos, I highly recommend you click on the PowerPoint that I will have uploaded for you. The PowerPoint actually brings up a game where you can go around trading and raiding different places where the Vikings would have and see if you can make a profit on your travels. Okay, So that's the end of it from me today. Go away, watch the 2 videos. They are really good, really worth a watch, and then have a go at the Raiders and Traders game. There is no worksheet or writing to do for this lesson. It is the 2 videos and the Raiders and Traders game. Okay.